Hi there, my name is Viviana Diaz and I'm going to take you on a tour on this Developing Learning Habits course, okay? But let me put you into a context because I want to tell you that every year by December we received an invitation via mail to enroll on the new EVO session, okay? So in that EVO session, there are many courses available, and all of them are very interesting. You don't know which to choose. You don't want to miss any of them, but they are so demanding. So let me tell you that you have to choose one at the top or at the most two of them. So here I am. Yes, I have decided because I was very, let's say, persuaded by the content of this Developing Learning Habits course organized by Dr. Nelly and great moderators. Okay, so this course was centered on the 4 personal competencies and it was organized in 5 weeks. All of them are organized in 5 weeks, and on the very first week we have to get to know to each other and learn about cognitive competence. On week 2, metacognitive, then motivational competency, social and emotional competency, and the last week, week number 5, is what I'm doing now. This is my last task in which I have to reflect and show you how I dealt with this course. And I have to tell you that the very first week was really hard. I was a little lost, but then as this course was very well organized step by step, I could do it. So let me show you an overview of every week, and we are here in week 1, in which you have, for example, at the very beginning, a very short tutorial by Dr. Nelly, which show us what to do in every week. Okay, we have, for example, support forums if you have some questions, and then the introduction of the meetings, and then the recording on every meeting, 1 per week. And they were amazing, really helpful. Okay, so here you can find another tutorial on how to create a Voki avatar. Yes, and to introduce. And I present you the very first activity, which was an introduction of ourselves. Every time you get a task done, you receive a grade, you receive some points, and I'm going to show you where you can see that, but later on. So I'm going to show you, for example, that you have here a lot of activities. For example, this one was something similar as what I'm doing now, but I am now reflecting and showing you how was this course to me. Okay, so for example, we have as this first week was to introduce ourselves in what learning habits are and the cognitive competence. We have something to read, and what I like the most about this is that I know, or I have I learned a new program, which is this Amenote. Okay, where we have the text here. I'm going to close it. I have the chance to write my opinion there. So you have, for example, all the text here, and you on the right you have some spaces, yes, to write or to take notes. Okay, and on the right, for example, on the left you have some icons or tools to work on the text. For example, if you want to highlight something, yes, you can do that. And this was an amazing tool. You can also submit to the teacher, save what you have written or taken notes, everything. Okay, so let's go back to our course, and this was a text about learning habits. Then you have to, we have to create a chart here. Yes, let me show you. Yes, my chart was about a girl. Yes, and let me show you mine here. This was a student's a chart about one of my students. For example, where we have to write our competence by competence, the activities to reinforce that competence, and describe each competency as well. Okay, so this was my first attempt, and then I was that was for week 1. Then as the week, as I was learning more every week, I edited my chart, and I improved. I think I improved that. Okay, so for example, we have here also another written material and some let's say here we have to answer questions, and then here we have another written material. Yes, and every week has a new game. For example, we have to work with the concepts and definitions of new concept we have learned using a Kahoot, for example. Yes, or a Quizlet. Okay, so for example, in the Kahoot activity, and here is the section, another tutorial from Dr. Nelly explaining how to make this game. Okay, and here we can find all of the participants play. So for example, we have to create a game, and then we have to play others games, other participants games. For example, this is mine. Okay, very good then. So I'm going to go back to my course, and also a Quizlet. Okay, where we have to for example, here this is my Quizlet. Yes, where we have to write the definitions that Dr. Nelly provided us, and we have to include some images to help clarify the definitions. Okay, so as I've told you, we have to also play other participants' Quizlets and Kahoot, and we have to show our scores in the corresponding forum. And as a last task of every week, we have the reflections. Okay, and I'm going to show you. I have decided to use this Padlet, which was one of the options that Dr. Nelly suggested us, and I've decided to write in 3 sections. Okay, so I have for every week I have my reflection. These ones, for example, is about week number 2, metacognitive reflections. And then, for example, I've changed the program, let's say, and I used this Jamboard. Okay, so for example, this is week 3 reflection, motivational reflection, and then I also use a Jamboard for week 4 about social and emotional competencies. Okay. And here I can show you what I've done to reflect on this competence. Okay, so that is, for example, for week number 1, and more or less the same format we have to work with in or related to metacognitive competence. Also, we have some tutorials and videos to work with, and then answers, a question to answer, and then something new to read, or and we have to go on completing our or improving our chart for the students. Yes, and again another Kahoot, another Quizlet, and we, as I've told you, we have to play and then reflect on one of these curation walls. Okay, and that is, for example, for week number 2. Then, as regards week number 3, again, yes, this more or less the same layout and activities. We have this overview of week number 3. We have here the recordings of the meetings of that week, and then again, yes, something to read. I love this Sam Reading topic about personal competencies of students. And then also we have more readings and more activities. Yes, again our chart to improve, Kahoot for week number 3, the Quizlet for number 3, and then reflections, which I've shown you. Yes, this one, motivational competences. And then we arrived at week 4, which I love this week because I've learned a lot about how important is the social emotional competence for students to learn, and how the emotions and the relationships directly affect the brain's ability to learn. So we got to week number 5, which is showcase and reflect from February the 7th to the 13th. Okay, and this is an overview of this week, where we have to create a video. That is what I'm doing now. Create a game, a Voki with our last reflections, and answer some questions. And we have dealt with a growth mindset by Carol Dweck. Yes, we have to answer some questions on that. And I love watching this video and getting to know about what growth mindset involves. Okay, although I have learned that on our in my Flip Learning course. What I want to show you is something that I can't let me see if I can show you from here. No, I don't know why I can't show you. Yes, this part of the course. Yes, on this block at the right. Yes, on your right, you have some very interesting. Yes, I don't know why I can't. Here. Okay, here I could find. Yes, this information. Yes, I wanted to show you. This is my some information that you have on this blog, and one of them, which is very important, is this completion progress bar. Yes, which just show you how if you have completed your task. And I have one in blue, which is the one I'm doing now, which is not completed yet. Okay, but if I scroll down a little, you can see your badges that you have earned. Yes, through by completing the different weeks. Yes, and things like, for example, the points that you got from working on this course. So I have to thank you a lot, Dr. Nelly and Frasini, for helping me going through this course and finishing this course. Thank you so much for helping me and supporting me all the step of the way.